What's going on? So, I am making I'm starting a project called Arcadia for me and my server whenever we get to playing it again. And I had this idea of a black hole that I wanted to build, other stuff I'm interested in, and a void city that is harnessing the power of said black hole to power their city and everything they do. Taking inspiration from different sci-fi things. Uh, Arcadia is straight from Doctor Who. It's just one of the things I enjoy. This over here is like I wanted to make sure the black hole actually served a purpose whenever we get to playing again. Me and my buddies are on a break of Minecraft. So this will go. This is all the mods 10 in the Beyond universe. Uh, you can look it up if you want to know how to get there. Void Dimension has nothing in it, so it's perfect to put something like this. Uh, I got so excited building this that I didn't bother to record any of it. Um, the outside, I have the shaders on. I will probably keep shaders on to show this off. As you can see from the top, it's made out of black Luminax. Uh, the sphere was not done by hand, it was done by one of the mods, so that you can go in here, put in a shape card from RF Tools Builder. I've just the creative energy cells for creative use. You choose what you want. I chose Taurus. The external sphere that is housing the uh, out outside. And see it's Taurus Apollo. Choose the block that's made of. Thought ancient iron would look good as like the main palette for. I guess you could call it a space station rather than a void city. So I think that looks nice. The inside, because as you can tell by how it looks, the one solid color with no border blocks, they tend to look well like a void room. Like if you walk straight up to it, I do. It's just a black screen. So yeah, it's better that way. The mossy cobble is my choice of marking blocks because I'm I'm not going to do anything else with Mossy Cobble, so it's just a mark. And yeah, the event horizon was done by hand. You can see it's all done with Luminax blocks, like I said, Elder Mods 10. And you can kind of see where I've started to work on the the lighting in here, because if I turn off my night vision, with the shaders on, it's dark, and with shaders off, as you can see, ATM 10, they for their custom dimensions, the Beyond, the Other, and the mining dimension, you automatically have full bright, so you don't have to worry about torches or anything, or at least in the Beyond and the mining dimension you don't. But here you do have to worry about. You don't. Just wanted to show this off. Time being, I will update on progress whenever I make some more. So, yeah. Now finished adding all the light fixtures in, which in my mind, with the city of Arcadia, wanting to capture the gravitational and temporal energy of a black hole, put these in place to both contain it and siphon off its energy. Since black holes, as you approach a black hole, the gravity is so strong that light can't escape it, and if light can't escape it, then it messes with time. So they're harnessing that ability of controlling time to make sure that the city is powered and they can go wherever, whenever. I'm pulling heavy inspiration from Doctor Who in the way Time Lords and Doctor Who powered their stuff. So yeah, that'll be nice. I want to add borders around each of them to make it look like it's actually harnessing it. It also, uh, yeah, so that they look more like they've been put in place and like they're actually doing something. Uh, Aside from doing that, I also wanted it to act as like a light source so that when you don't have shaders on not shaders, when you don't have night vision and you're flying around in here, you can actually see some effects happening of sorts. Like I want to put around these as well, a border. That way, they just to give it some little bit of depth, some pop. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And then once I'm finished in here and have this looking good, we can start working on. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna start working on what's outside. Because in my mind, I have some notes written down. Did it while I was at work. In my mind, this behaves like a planet. You have this in the center, and then all around the outside are massive rings, which will contain housing and all that jazz. On top of having its own little social hierarchy. I want to put, well, I don't know if I'll be able to put spires. I'll have to move this whole thing. I want there to be giant spires going up and down. Almost like it'll look like a giant top. Is kind of what I'm wanting to get from this. Oh, goodness. Like a giant top, and at the top of the tower, there will be, it's be like where world leaders would be. You know, the ones in charge of running everything. And on the inside of the ring, I want it to be either a giant library or just important structures in general. And inside that library would house the different magics and whatnot, because it is a giant set of mods. You can see the different tech, the different magics, exploration and whatnot. So I want Arcadia to also serve a purpose where you can house everything. So I want the inner ring closest to the sphere to house the library, different machines, ore processing, and resource production, all those things. Auto traders, bees, those ones. Then the outer ring, I want it to be like agriculture, whether it's mystical agriculture, and then it's producing resources that way. Let's see what that tree then can produce, like a plot of land. Say we did like a 9x9 of each. I think it's 9x9 is what we can do with the machines. I'm getting sidetracked. Either 9x9 or 11x11 plot for each individual seed. That's what I would like to. So that it looks like you're producing all the crops needed to house a civilization. And then on the in-between, in the inner side, would be residential housing, where people live. People would live. So that's the kind of purpose that I want this to have. Yeah. Gonna continue working on the inside of the lights, and we'll check back in. Might call it there after that, but we'll see how I'm feeling once I'm done with the lights. So several hours, a break, some errands, and installing World Edit and figuring out how World Edit works later. I have finally got the orb, or the sphere, I should say, at a spot where I want it to be. You can see, you might be able to tell in relation to the beacon I have with Arcadia. The Arcadian beacon, as I call it. Oh, goodness. The sphere has been moved. World Edit took forever to get working properly. But now we can see the inside of where I've decided to do it with the lights. We'll just simply call them lights, because to call them anything else and come up with names for it in lore will just take too much time, and that's for another time. So, I settled on something simple for the lights. You can probably see earlier, guys, the game starts lagging. You can probably see a little bit earlier that the middle is frog lights. Just straight up frog lights. I thought they looked nice. And then I settled on chiseled redstone and compact coal for the borders, because I couldn't find anything else that I just really enjoyed. And the red, I think, provides a nice bit of contrast to the yellow while also letting the, I'll say, white light shine through in the center, and the black adds a nice bold border around each one so that you can clearly see that the light doesn't blend in with the rest of the structure. Did that for everything. And to give a sense of scale, because this thing is truly massive. Okay, we'll show chunk borders for a second because you can see a normal chunk. And just to kind of get a perspective, how big this is. It's like, I wonder if the world edit thing is in here still. No, it's not. It's a lot. I don't have, no, I do have them. That's the area outline as it was before. So we're gonna do that so that, because my corner block indicators are still in place from when I was trying to figure out how I was going to move this. So to give us perspective of how massive this is. Now granted, this is counting air blocks as well. You can see down here, that's 873,000 blocks. 874. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now, granted, it's counting the air as well, but that gives you an idea of what the dimensions of this thing is. It's massive. I've always wanted to do a mega base, and Arcadia is my first chance to really go bold. Looking back at some of the footage from earlier, I did notice that I didn't actually finish explaining what the whole point of the inside of the black hole is for. And if it wasn't obvious, which it probably wasn't, if you didn't get the hint from the way I was explaining Arcadia's method of getting power, this is going to have all our power needs. Mine and my buddies, all of our electrical needs are going to be inside the black hole. Because that's just cool, in my opinion. You can have your own opinions, of course. I'm not saying you're not allowed to, but I just think that's cool. I have been purposefully keeping it nighttime because this is a void dimension. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for it to be daytime in here, but this is what it looks like during the day. I personally think it's a little unsettling. At least since there is quite literally nothing else in this dimension. The only thing in the beyond is whatever you put in there as a player. So that's why it's time set tonight. So, I'm going to hopefully start everything whenever it comes to these recordings on the bench. So we'll have that going. And yeah, I'm really proud with how this has turned out. Next time, I'm going to work on, well, the exterior. Ideally getting a platform in place and just getting a feel for how large I want the rings to be. Because you can see the platform there. We'll go over to the sphere to give a perspective of where the platform is I spawned on. Well, that's 500 blocks away. 580 blocks away. That's the length of a map. A full, like, player-made map. That's the length of one, basically. Your standard map, I should say. That's massive. That's huge. No one in their right mind would do something like that. Even if we go just half the distance, let's say it was, what, 580 is what it is? Go 280, or 240, my bad. 240 blocks out. That's massive. That's almost unfathomable. Because my mic is peaking. My apologies. Adjusting the gain on it so it doesn't peak as bad. That's massive. Unfathomable, even. So, I really want to get this going, see how it turns out. And yeah. Appreciate you for watching this through, if you see it. If you want to see more and you like this, like, maybe subscribe if you're feeling it, share it. I don't really care. This is just a passion project of mine. And if you want to see what this is going to look like when I build it in survival, because it will happen. It's going to be a little bit, but it'll happen. Stick around. Whenever we get the server rolling, we'll start an all the mods 10 playthrough with all. I think there'll be 4 of us. Only the 4 of us playing it. We'll have shenanigans, I'm sure, with all the different things. So, stick around if you want to see it, and I will catch you later. See ya.